If you want to alert your students to a specific task in OneNote, or you want to just submit everything through assignments and not distribute via OneNote like another video shows you, you can use the Assignments tab for not only distributing OneNote pages, but for assigning Word documents, blank documents, all kinds of different things, Flipgrids, MakeCode, you name it. So to create an assignment, you are going to select the Create button, and you're going to choose, you can also create a form for them to respond to. We're going to do the assignment. And then it's going to ask you for a title. So I'm going to ask students to create a food web. I'm going to enter the instructions here that ask them to complete the OneNote page that ask you to create a food web for a fox. Now, I already have that OneNote page created, so I'm going to choose Add Resources. But one of the things that's important for you to note is that before I do that, you can also just do New. And what this would do is it would create a new blank document. So you can create a blank Word, Excel spreadsheet, PowerPoint, or OneNote notebook page. And so it's just a blank document that students can take notes on, brainstorm, whatever you want them to do. You would put more instructions here, and then you would just have that blank document for them to do. But I've already have a document or OneNote page, so I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to choose my class notebook. Notice that there's all kinds of things you can pull from your OneDrive. You can get a link. You can do MakeCode. And the food web is in the content library. So I'm going to choose content library. I'm going to choose my ecology. And then I'm going to choose food web. And I'm going to attach that page to the assignment. And this is going to ask me, where do I want to put it? So just for clean purposes, because there's already one in the ecology section, I'm going to put this in life science. And now notice that this says assign page for students to read but not edit. Well, that's definitely not what we want to do with this, because we want them to write on it. But there could be some options. If a PowerPoint, if you want them to review a PowerPoint but not modify it in any way, it's just a way for you to assign that. So I'm going to select life science and choose done. So now that is attached. I can add points here, so I can put 10 points. If I had a rubric, I would be able to add that there. What I love about this is that here, obviously I'm going to assign it to this class, but I could also add it to other classes so that it's multiple classes. And then here you see that it's going to all students. But if I wanted this to be something that only goes to certain students, say there's an activity that I want somebody to practice more, or there's somebody who's done and they need more of a challenge, I can differentiate by selecting just specific students. I'm going to set a due date of Wednesday. Nobody should be up at midnight, so I'm going to change that due date to 3 p.m. And then I can add the assignment to a calendar. I can post the assignment to notifications. These are all tied together. And then if I'm not ready to assign it, I could hit save, or I'm ready, so I'm going to select assign. So now that is going to show up in the student's assignment, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. So when the student receives the assignment, you'll notice that because it's defaulted that way, the assignment shows up in the general post channel. Also, it went away because I clicked on it, but there was an activity, a red dot on the activity that showed that there was an assignment that was there, and there was also, it was alerted in Teams. So I'm going to select assignments, and when I go there, you will see that it's now available. So I'm going to select Food Web, and I have the document here. I can select the document, and now I have my instructions. So I have my Food Web ready to go. I could build it out, but I have a picture image already ready to go. So I'm going to go find that image. And so that image is now going to be automatically embedded on the page. So I've submitted, I have it on the OneNote page. Now for the student, not only do they have to do that, but they also want to come back and turn it in. But the great news is even if they don't push the turn in button, you can look at their OneNote and see that it's there. So it's going to press turn in. They get a nice little celebration of the fact that they turned it in. And now the teacher, I can go back and review that assignment. So that's what we're going to do next. All right, so I as a teacher can see that I have 1 out of 10 students who've turned in the assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and see who has turned in their assignment already. And Chris has done that. So I'm going to select Chris's name. It automatically takes me to the OneNote page, and I see their Food Web. So I can give feedback. Great job. Love it. Your fox is cute. I can give it 10 out of 10. I can also, because it's OneNote, I can also go in here and insert a sticker. And I could modify this. I can draw on the screen if I have inking. I could even type on it, well done. So I have lots of different ways that I can provide feedback on this OneNote page. When I'm ready to submit it back, I've given all the feedback I want to, I press return, and the student receives notification and sees my feedback. Yeah, there we go. So the other thing to note is that up here I can flip through students. Of course, no one else has submitted it yet, but I can see that if there were students that had submitted, I could just flip through all of them. I could just keep progressing through the students as if I was flipping through the pages to grade all of their assignments. All right, so that's how assignments work. You'll notice now that when I go back to the assignments page, it shows me that 9 have not turned it in and that 1 student has returned it and shows me that grade. When I go to grades, I can see the grades that have been submitted. So obviously that will build out more as time goes on, but that is essentially where it is for now.